even the high one, or F sharp, the tendency is to point forward and try to hold the note with the tip of the tongue a little bit, to use the tongue to help you. You're dead. Half of the time when you crack on a high E or an F sharp is because your tongue reacted as an emotional thing. We've learned that those notes are a little more precarious, and we've gotten uptight about it, and your tongue has come forward to try to make the compression and help the sound get your tongue the heck out of the way and just back in its position where it's hitting and coming back and not hitting and going forward. When it hangs forward, or when your tongue strikes, if you have the conception that tonguing is your tongue going forward and hitting on, think of the tongue as a release, ta, ta, and the tip will come back out of the way. And she fixed that within one try. That's very good. The first time your tongue started to drift forward, your ear told you, you made the correction. By the second and third try on the E, you were much better. Now, let's play this etude that you were going to play.
Okay, I'm doing Jean-Jean etude number 7.
Now, this lady has improved just by her tongue position and the flute angle. We have not really taken advantage, and it's a little hard to do in this situation, of getting her lip on the plate. But she improved so much by getting 2 out of 3 changes that when she experiments, when you put your lip more on the plate, when you try to get that parallel line like that, you got your muscle here is going to have to develop up a little this way, where it tends to want to drive down. But you've improved a great deal if you just do that exercise. Now, that exercise should be carried all the way down and up the flute. Okay? Once you go downward, then you can start on the B and work your way up, so it doesn't take you all day to do that, you know. Okay? Now, let's play a little bit, and we'll see if we can't apply some of this. Now, good. When you finished your E flat here and you re-attack the D, how we had that split on the D. Now, when you made the diminuendo here, okay, when you take the breath and restart the D, the culprit there was your tongue.
It went forward.
That's right. And it split the attack. Be careful when you're playing softer. If you move your tongue forward, when you make that attack, it has to be a ta and a tu, tu. The tongue, when you have a soft attack, your tongue wants to hang forward. It's protective, tu, tu. But you can split.
So in other words...
So after that breath, it's very hard. After, when you took that breath, when you re-attacked, your tongue was not reset in an attack position.
I see, I didn't bring it
It was
back.
hanging forward, yeah. Watch, just finish the phrase and then take your breath and restart. Play the, now finish this note again. Good. Now restart.
Oh, I really do go down, don't I?
Right. See? Now play this arpeggio. Play that.
I can't even see the music.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm so used to playing like this, I really...
Okay.
What do you want me to play?
Play from the D. Play the arpeggio. Okay. Okay, now play the arpeggio, and don't worry if you miss a note or something, okay? But I want you to just feel your head. Just feel your head. No, but start from the B. Did you feel anything?
I try hard not to duck.
Uh-huh. What did you see?
I didn't feel like that I ducked.
What did you see? Did she duck when she went down? Huh? Okay. Try to feel where your lip is in relationship to that wall when you play from that place.
I lower my jaw.
You lower your jaw, and what do you have to do when you lower your jaw?
My upper lip goes down.
Remember? I think we talked about that a couple of hours ago. Huh? Now, when you lower your jaw and your upper lip comes down on a note like that, what does the note have a tendency to do? What
It
happens?
goes flat.
And do you want to do that as you go down to low D?
It's so low anyway. I mean, it's so fast. Who's going to notice? Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, I'll tell you who's going to notice. That real good oboe player or clarinet player that you might be sitting next to, or a first flutist that you're sitting next to, and you go down to low D, and your low D is flat, and you make him sound sharp, and he may not like that. And the next time the job comes around and someone says, well, how about someone, and he'll say, oh no, I don't feel very comfortable playing with her. You see, when your tone is maybe a little, not loud, or when your tone is a little different, other players can tolerate that, but they can't tolerate out of pitch and out of time. It's a social disease. You know? I mean, how can they tolerate? You make if you're playing second, you make a first player sound bad by being not because of your tone, because you're out of tune. If you play out of rhythm and you got him playing on eggs because you can't get it together, you tightens it. You're ruining everything for everyone. It's pitch and time. Pitch and time. Well, let's try again now. Now, automatically, what did your lip do when you went up this way? Because you didn't wiggle your head around. Your lips started to move. Huh? Feel your lip go over the plate?
Yeah.
Because the skeleton and the body was set up, the lips started to work forward onto the plate by themselves. Just like I demonstrated with the speech. If my jaw's here, my lips are here. But if my jaw's here, my lips are flexible. Dig? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, let's go on. Let's finish. Let's go to the next one. All right. Now we see the need for ha, ha, ta, ta, ta. Trains the tongue to get out of the way on a delicate attack. Uh-huh. Now you see that? Bois. It's going to be ah, la bois. Okay. Make sure you start that with your tongue, darling. Go ha, ha, ta, 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 and then play the phrase. Ah, you feel your tongue? Can you just feel your tongue? Feel what your tongue is doing differently. You go ha, ha, ta, ta, and it's pretty good. Okay? Then you get to the music
And
to play.
I brought it forward too soon.
You did what?
I brought it forward and then...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I just wanted you to say it and make sure you heard yourself. Good. Now, when you make this passage, that's not bad. That was an improvement. Now, you do that again, and as you go up there, allow the lips to follow the line up.
I'm cracking even on the ha's now.
Mm-hmm. Right, because you started to crack even on the huzz now, because as we get defensive, as we get scared, and we got people listening, and it didn't sound so good for a second, as you got defensive, as you, no different than me or anybody else, the flute starts turning in, you start covering, you start getting close to the wall. You want to hold with the top. And all of a sudden, the breath attack, that's why the exercise is important and at different volumes. The breath attack will split when you overcover the hole. When you start turning in or getting your head down over too close to the wall and you try to make those breath attacks, they will crack. So that gives you a feeling of where the angle is. Now, you've only did it a few minutes, but if you did it for 15 or 20 minutes a day at the practice of your session and got over the flute and in more natural circumstances of practicing or trying something new in the privacy of your practice room rather than with an audience, you would gradually retain a feeling of where the wall, where that hole is, and you will start to feel where you change. On certain notes, you want to be more protective. You're just like all of us. Certain notes, we want to be more protective. More protective is getting down closer to the edge with the top lip and letting the tongue hang forward. Not being afraid to let go of the tongue. To let go of ta, and it goes t instead of ta. It's t. And that will crack your notes and make an airy start. We tend to really do that when we want a soft attack. tend to really do that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I want it to be
Right,
soft.
and we tend to do that when we try to control high notes, and it makes the high notes fuzzy by doing that. So you want an awareness of that exercise. That sheet will give you an awareness where the tongue has to be after you're getting it at crisp, strong volumes. Now, we didn't work you down into the low register. It will be tougher to do in the low register, but only more important. So don't, if your notes in the bottom, the right hand and the lower notes are difficult to breath attack, you try a couple, get some, and then add your tongue and go through the routine. And in the course of a few days or a week or so, you'll start to hit those notes, but you will be using your tongue instead of the aid of finger slapping for an attack, bump, bump, you know, all that stuff for a low note attack. Huh? Yeah, it's a good cop-out when you're really in trouble, but consequently, you never learn to really use your tongue, have the tongue in the correct position in the low register, and your low register will always get slow. In other words, you will get late rhythmically if you don't develop that ta, ta, ta in the bottom. If you go wah, wah, or use your tongue to flip, your tongue, you can get it loud, but you will be late if you don't learn to do this in the low register. It will improve your rhythm in the low register as well as the pitch, so that we have a little break and some interest for everyone. That's a good selection, by the way. I'm very much in favor of Handel's sonatas. I know they're kind of overlooked, and people downplay them because we tend to learn those things when we're younger. But I think for learning fundamental flute playing, and as a wonderful precursor to going on to Mozart and everything, I think the Handel sonatas are absolutely wonderful things to practice. Most people don't like to play them because fundamentals come up and jump in your face. You know, we like to play faster things. The fundamentals of playing Handel sonatas are tremendously important. They're hard to sound good on because they demand such a, good, basic, fundamental playing of the flute. There are no tricks to hide behind in Handel. Good. All right. Now, I know some. How do you feel about what you just played? Honestly, I mean, how does it feel to play it? I'm not asking you to make a value judgment on your playing.
It feels a little stiff.
And
not fluent.
Mm-hmm.
Not flowing enough.
Is that because the people are here, or do you think?
No,
that's
I think it's just generally a characteristic of my playing.
Good. That's beautiful. Everybody approached with that honesty, and you're right. Now, how would you like to play it?
Longer phrases and more flowing, and better tone command. I seem to be just pressing it all out too bright and not really giving enough of the.
I think you would like to have a bigger palette to work with.
Yeah, really.
Much more color and could you imagine? Could you put into words a feeling you would like to be freer? Or what?
Well, yeah, the things that you were describing earlier about being taught to pinch at the corners, I got taught, and I have a hard time getting untaught from that.
Okay, well, let's take that first G, okay, and run through this little exercise playing the G. You must two sharp breath attacks. Away we go, ha. All right, now you're going to stay on that. You're going to need a few extras of those till you get the G to. Just try to get it as. Okay, now you don't even have to help it with your head.
Oh.
Now add your tongue to that. Now what happened when you added your tongue to that?
Well, first I cracked.
No, but what happened generally to? Yeah, but what happened to the notes?
More muffled.
Right. So all you're adding to the breath attack, try to feel where your tongue is on the breath attack. All right? And then add the tongue. Go. Go ahead. Try again. Okay, you had the first one or two pretty good.
Yeah.
Huh? And then it started to slip. I suggest to you that what's inhibiting your sound the most, I mean, I see all this pinching and tightness, okay? But the corresponding pinching and tightness here is your tongue is doing you more damage than the pinch and tightness here, causing you to come over the flute drastically, covering the hole a great deal. So let's feel the tongue. Feel where the tongue is on the breath attack, and then ta-ta, match the pitch and volume when you go to the tongue. I don't hear your tongue now. Now hold it out. Now what happened when we held it out?
Went flat. Yeah.
Went flat. Okay, just try it again. Just go. Now you can revert, just you try this, I go ha, ha, or ha, ha, ta, ta, ta. Do it once again, but make sure you get it. Again. All right, now every time you have a cracked attack on the half note, ha, ha, ta, ta, and you get a flip, fwa, your tone tails down, meaning, or goes flat, meaning that the tip of your tongue on the attack, when we lose the T sound on your long tone, the tip of your tongue is angling in a position that's having the air go flat or losing speed. So just feel. Now try to feel where you say V, feel your tongue,
V.
okay?
V.
The position in your tongue should basically look more like the back of your hand if you held it up fairly relaxed. It should never tilt down like this, nor cup like this. It should be just flat in your mouth. And this tongue tension is what's inhibiting your sound more than your lips. Now, as you relax your tongue, I think your lips will correspondingly relax. So try again. Good. Now let's go on and play ta ta ta. That's a little different, huh? Huh? It's a little different, huh?
Yeah, it really is. It's
Now I suggest to you that if you even practice that a little bit, I'd like you to play that one. And that, by the way, we picked not a note that people are very protective over, that middle G, very often flat. Now, when you go into the triple tongue and the double tongue, I suggest to get the feel of a more relaxed tongue that you do the non-staccato, but a more legato, and not a but a don't stop the sound. I really believe that we get, especially in classical playing of all instruments, we get to chopping the notes too darn much, and it puts the tongue in not good positions. I believe that tonguing should be taught right from the beginning, first as a legato tongue. If you use the simplest method books with any students you have, a Rubank book or something where you go, and they have quarter notes, teach them to tongue those notes without separation. You could always learn to go, but it's hard. It forces your tongue to work properly. Same way in your own practice, in studying of any Bach or Baroque music, where you have running sixteenths, where you might have, don't play, so it's almost close to a slur. It's a good idea to practice. get them to flow with the same ease. Match the tongue and the slur, because you can't play a different pitch when your tongue and slur. I mean, how will you ever perform? How can you play with other people? It's impossible. And when you start ta-ka-ta-ka-ta, it's a problem. Good. Now let's get back. Try this. Try that whole line again, since you've done such good things already for yourself. Try that with the tonguing just a little less separated, or in fact not separated at all. Okay. Now, once again, see, you've achieved big results, and everybody heard it and loved it. They applauded you. Don't start listening just for the results now. Don't go to performance. Remember I talked about this triangle? Go back. We're working on the two bottom legs of the triangle of experience and learning. So just try to get the feeling of just try to feel what that feels like. Now, I didn't hear a difference between your breath attack on your tongue. Listen. See, you feel I need to separate?
Yeah.
Okay, learn. It will teach the back of your tongue what to do if you learn to. All right, try it once again. Try to feel the rhythm as well. All right, now, with just that much, we know you know yourself you can do more on that, right? You can do more work to get the tongue smoother and better rhythm. This exercise is very important to play. Precisely in time. Don't waste your time practicing anything where you're not aware of the pitch and the time. It's a waste of time. You're just frittering away valuable time. If it's not in tune and in time, it's valueless. If you're not trying to work on it, if you're not aware of pitch and time, you only have to go back and learn that stuff again in the right way. You're wasting time. We don't have enough time to do all that. So try it right there.
Okay.
All right, listen once now. Go ahead. Now, you notice when you get into the double tonguing, there's a lot of separation. Let's just try the double tonguing where it's... All right, now how about that? Now try it. Good, now try to feel the double tongue in here. Try to feel the air pulsing in here when you double tongue. Once again, try. Again. Now that's what you should go for, because look, you put your lip right on the plate.
Yeah,
try it again. It's good. Now blow as hard as you like. Go ahead. No. See, that's okay. That's what you demonstrated. Power. He immediately, when I said blow as hard as you like, he went from... Power was tightness.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah, really.
Less is more. Less is more. Power is not tightness. Think about it. Any athlete, muscles are muscles. Any athlete, tenseness or tightness will not give them power. It will reduce power. Try again. That's a wonderful thing you just taught yourself.
Yes, really.
You learned about yourself.
Yeah, really.
I helped you tune into it, but in a sense, you did feel it. I saw the recognition in your face.
Yeah.
I saw the recognition in your face when I said power. You went, Now blow, just hold it. Blow, hold it. See what I mean?
Yeah.
It all fits together. As long as he's in this attitude, he's defensive. When he tries to get more flowing and aggressive with his flute playing, and he's in this position, it quits. Now he must learn to go. It's got to be here. But even me, after I've played incorrectly for a couple of notes and gone, I'm still adapting. It takes you a second to go. And right now we could hear with sense, and we could hear that this is raspy. Right, so we cover it. But we're limiting it. We've taken some of the ugliness out, but we've taken some of the wonder of it out. So you keep limiting yourself. You become inhibited in your playing, and you become defensive in your playing, trying to find a way to let yourself out. You're pouring your body right through that hole. So your whole being, to open up the flute, to open up the hole, you must open up yourself.
Yeah, really.
Huh? Relax your tongue, move your head up, and let go. Now try to play, what would you think is no embouchure? Play no embouchure. Don't make an embouchure. Just blow, just supply air. Okay, now keep in. More. All right, so when you go more, go ahead. What would make, now use common sense, what would make the note split up?
Well, obviously closing the lips and moving the tongue, either one.
It's not, what's obvious is what makes the note split up is the wrong angle where you're too close to the far wall. Now you have to blow easy or it'll go. But if I go, the only way it could split up and play strong, the way it could go up is if I move my lips and go. Now I will get the D harmonic. But if I go this way and go hard, the D harmonic could happen in an instant. So he's learned from that position of the flute to not blow hard because it's going to split up all the time.
Yeah.
So have the hole facing straight up more, and your head up, and get. You don't want the air to slide. Remember I demonstrated with a blow to the lady's arm? You don't want the air sliding down the wall. You want the air hitting the wall. Yeah. Hit across, down it. The natural shape of your mouth and a natural overbite will take care of the air going down. Think here. Think up. Thank you very much. That's it. Feel a difference?
Yeah, really.
Try it again. Now try playing the piece. Think up. Keep the hole open. Let the bottom lip cover the hole, not the top. All right, now keep going up. Now you're running out of air a little bit,
Yeah,
huh?
right.
All right, I can sense that, right? Now you suddenly say, my God, we talked about this, right? Didn't we just mention this on the break? Someone asked me about breathing. Yes. And I say, you create the need to breathe. Now, from playing on such a small hole, he never really had to breathe. Now, all of a sudden, he's got the hole bigger. He's using more air. Now he's, see? And now, because he's never needed to breathe, he's up here with his breath. When you throw your chest up, the diaphragm comes in. Now, if you want air to go in it, the abdominal wall has to expand out. The diaphragm is just two sacs that go down behind the chest cavity. So by expanding the abdominal wall forward, you make more room for those sacs to expand. That's basically what you do. Because your diaphragm works if you're unconscious. It works if you're sleeping. If somebody knocks you out, you don't die. You have diaphragms, you're still breathing. Huh? So it's going to work. It's on that uncontrolled, that part of your brain. You can control the surrounding muscles. You can't control your diaphragm. That's really right? Well, that's bizarre. Nobody ever said that before. Nobody ever said that before. But the diaphragm expands down and out. What you do is by moving the abdominal wall forward, you create room for the diaphragm to expand, and the sacs move down as well as expand forward and back. So you should feel them push. The bottom of the diaphragm is a dome. You should feel that dome. You should feel it go down almost into your hips, huh? As well as here. As well as here. But any movement in the chest first gives you what? Watch this. Watch where my two hands are now. Watch when I go chest first. What happened? You can't get, I mean, imagine blowing up a balloon by sucking in. You can't do it, right? The balloon to expand goes in, right? It's got to go out. And then as you play, it's a controlled contraction. But he never had to learn that before because it was so tight here and had such a small part of the hole, he didn't need that much air. A big sound is big air, lots of air, not tightness in the muscle, air. More air is processed over the wall. That's a big sound. That's response. Air. Feel the air. This is defensive of the air. This is defensive of the air. The tongue is defensive. You see? Air rushing over your vocal cords is ah, and not eh. Now try again, opening line, because you've made such an improvement there. Let's not do a lot and let's just do well what we do. All right, now just stop. See, there's just a little thing. Now, as he goes, he's slow. He started, quite alive compared to where we started a few minutes ago. But as he got to the B's and C's, that is the problem when we first start playing the flute and those notes crack. We learn to play those notes so that they don't go. We learn to play them like go. By forcing the top lip down. That should be taught as the lower lip covering more of the hole. So if you're getting right in, see what I mean? Now that's the natural inclination, is to grab the hole. And Taffanel, Quantz, all the great flute thinkers say you cover more holes. And but if you notice, if you ever start people and maybe remember back, if you can go back to your own beginnings, grabbing the top, feeling, holding the note from the top, it's going to give you a pinched, dull sound. Pinched, dull sound. You're always protecting that instead of opening it up. So be brave. All that can happen is the note cracks. Try it again. I mean, it splits down until you learn. Yeah, one. This is dramatic. This is fun. This man has been looking. Now watch, let me help you. Let me help you. You'll get a better feeling of this if you practice that exercise on all notes, okay? Mm-hmm. Good. Now. Just do the same thing. No, don't push it in. Don't try too hard. You try too hard. I mean, you're so conscientious that you don't want to, you feel you have to do something special and tight. Just nice and relaxed here. Don't force them down to your body, but let them hang and cross the shoulders. No tension. Feel this. Feel that right there. Just play. Okay, now one more time. Move my hand forward and play. All right, now he's got to get used to that, right? But we can hear where he's going. That's that's already a different player that stood up here at the beginning, eh? Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Okay, stop. Good. Now this is one of my favorites, and I'm so glad somebody decided to play this. Because the Bach, E major?
Bach E major.
E major sonata. In this key, and this series of notes, all right,
It's all kinds of goodies.
we have all the goodies I kind of talked about in the part of the discussion dealing with balance of the flute. When you're opening and closing your fingers, when you have that combination C sharp, D sharp, B's and all that, in this key is just super because you're going D sharp, E sharp. You got that open finger. Now, why don't we play that again? Play that passage again, and once again, you've performed it for us now, and it's pretty good. But I think you can be a little better, okay? By, for a moment, not performing, but by your learning, only you have a little audience, and experiencing, see if you can feel in yourself, see if you can feel in the flute changing of position of the flute, either by tuning into the feeling of the angle of the hole or how the flute feels in your
I
fingers.
could already feel it when I started.
All right. All right, now just from B to C sharp. Try it. Once again. What are you doing? What's happening there? Does the pressure on your lower teeth feel the same when you go B to C sharp?
Well, I'm doing what you say everybody does. Is
Okay, okay.
Lower that pitch.
Okay. Play again. Play again. Keep your head here. Keep this firm. Now put your lower lip on the plate. Go ahead. Now play. All right. Without here. Without here. That's okay. I see what you're doing. So you're allowing the flute to roll in. Huh? You're allowing the flute to roll in, so your reaction to that was learning to tighten up further on the C sharp every time.
Uh-huh.
So right now, when you don't tighten up the first time or two, it's going to feel a little out of focus till you learn to feel it here. But just try it a few times. Now play. Just start it. All right, all right. Now, we saw the fight. She couldn't do the two things. She's been playing. We've seen it. We're going... Right on the C sharp, she would duck her head every time. But every time she ducked her head or lowered her teeth, it got dull, so she had to tighten up to get it right. Just feel the teeth. Feel the flute. See this embouchure plate? They shape it beautifully to your chin. Feel it. Feel it. Now blow. You don't have to back off.
But if it sounds sharp to me, the C sharp.
Put your lip on the plate. Go ahead.
What are you doing?
Go ahead. I'm holding the flute. I'm just holding this end to feel where you're turning in. Now, do you feel what direction does the flute roll?
It wants to go in.
Go ahead. Try it again. See, now, if you give yourself a minute and hold a flute in one position, your lips will learn to adjust. See, you're backing off the sound.
I know.
Now, play the piece. You see when you come down? Do you feel? Go ahead. Down. Play
Did
for
I
me.
feel what?
Did you feel it?
Yeah.
Ah, almost, huh? Huh? Did you hear it?
Yeah.
You hear it?
Yeah.
Try again, because you're getting a better feel of where this edge is and that edge, and holding the flute more consistent. Now, hang on a minute. Let's take a C sharp, okay? do this little gizmo on C sharp.
Okay. I don't quite understand what the breath attack is supposed to accomplish. I think.
It accomplishes the angle that you hold the flute. It teaches you not to. See?
Okay.
And if you're protective, you'll start to hear it. In other words, if you hold the flute in the wrong position, you're generally too closed, you will back off the airstream. You won't go at it.
I see. Okay.
Again. Now add your tongue. All right, now anytime you have that, see, now there's a perfect example of the tongue being the culprit to the sound. She went. The tongue immediately became protected.
Yeah.
Now just try, get the two to match. Let's see, without much explanation, if the exercise works. Now hold it out. Again. You got pretty fluffy there on the tongues, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay, try it again. All right, now do the rest. You wound up a whole different pitch than we started. Tune in to...
Okay, what an
By the
awful-
time you did all the double tonguing, you were flat.
Okay. And that was because of.
Well, when you started, you noticed you had a lot of trouble making the transfer from... Huh? Huh? You had a lot of bumps and bruises in there. It wasn't a smooth flow, meaning your tongue is totally disorganized in its position. You're using a different position for all these different kinds of playing, which is going to cause to have a different tone, a center focus, and a different pitch. So just without getting, first I would prefer you to try to fix it by feel, and then we'll explain what happened. Okay? What happened after that breath and you started this? Huh?
Probably turned it.
Well, what happened? Just pitch and volume. Remember, all you really have to tune in right now is pitch and volume.
Okay,
Don't make it too complicated.
Lower
Try again.
and softer.
Just tune in. Just tune in to pitch and volume.
Yeah, I'm forgetting what I'm doing.
What did you start to almost do? You made a correction already, but you hear yourself starting to go down in pitch when you went to the long tone at the end?
No, I really didn't, honestly.
Okay. See, she's so tuned in to playing that note under, huh? She always felt it was sharp. And she sounded much better when she was up a little bit. So she had to, maybe when you start doing this, maybe you have to pull out your flute a tad.
It's not where it is usually. I'm just noticing.
So if it's too far in, it's going to make those all play sharp, and you're going to get very defensive anyway. All right. Now, very quickly, the two things you have to get a feeling for. Now, I would like you to do the C sharps and feel like you're saying the letter V with your lower teeth. Okay? V. Remember the V? Yeah. All right. All right, go on.
Okay.
Go on. All right, would you really like to try that as a W? Do you have to do it wrong to prove something to yourself?
No, I don't.
The V kind of helped, didn't it?
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
The V gets that lower jaw in a better position. Okay, a lot of your problem, partly your tongue, but it's set up with the lower jaw being too far back and down, causing her to need a lot of stress on top to get some kind of focus. But as soon as you got the jaw in that V position, now you're able to keep the flute open. And it all worked much better. Okay, so now we've discovered her little thing. Let's see if we could do some of that. And once again, the heck with trying to perform emotionally for it. Just try to feel V through that. Did you feel it? Did you feel it go to W as soon as you hit the C sharp? All right, if you think it's sharp for now, let it be sharp.
Okay.
Okay? You're actually getting a little flat to the rest of your flute now. When you get on the, because you, is that a difference? We hear a difference already?
Ingrained thing.
Right, right. And your tongue tries to help it, doesn't it? It comes forward
Yes.
and tilts down on the C sharp. Like,
Yeah, you're
I
right.
can tell by the sound most of the time what your tongue is doing. Without, I can't see in your mouth. I can hear, I can have my back turned and tell you what you're doing.
Thanks.
Starts to get that. But once you tune into yourself, you tune into other people. Because I made every mistake you were all making. I'm not no genius. I made every mistake you make. But I tuned into it, boy, because my ears told me I didn't want to sound that way. My soul told me I didn't want to sound, I wanted to sing. And I figured it out. I wasn't born with it. I wasn't born with it. I was born with a flute embouchure, but I didn't know it. All right? Come on, let's go. Let's play some more. Let's play the next phrase.
Okay.
Right, just keep thinking V for now. Don't make it too complicated. Don't try to fix everything.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay, that's okay. Stop, stop. There's an example. You were really tuned into the feeling you happened, your mind was so into here, you made a mistake in your fingers. That's understandable. But as soon as you made a mistake into your fingers,
There went.
you froze right back into your old way of playing, see? And okay, everybody's gone through this little thing already, and we all know what you're going through. All of us down deep and know a dramatic change in front of a group of people is hard. But what you demonstrated us, a little bit of what I talked about earlier, is the self-doubt. She made a mistake. She immediately recoiled, and back into her. So just the heck with the finger mistakes for now. Everybody, we could always learn to play fingerings. Just try to get the feel of that V and open up that sound. Right there again. Go on, love. I'll take that for a 5-minute improvement.
All right.
Is that different to your ears, or am I dreaming? Does that sound different than the first time she played it? Is there more consistency in the pitch over the break? D sharp, C sharp, Bs? Huh? And because there's more consistency in the pitch, there's more consistency in sound. Huh? Her response is better. You notice she's not getting late when she goes over the break? Rhythmically.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Rhythmically, you played it musically better. You didn't have to take rhythmic liberties with some things in there because you didn't need the time to adjust your jaw and your teeth and your tongue and everything because everything was there.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden it changed her interpretation of the piece, which is a point I tried to make earlier about fundamentals will do that. You will start futzing with things and fixing things, trying to get cute with things, to give yourself time to get everything going because you've got too complicated a system going. As soon as you do one thing out of the chain that is unnatural, it needs a compensation. That compensation needs a compensation, and that compensation needs another compensation. You need time to get all those compensations together, right? So once you're into the correct thing, now all of a sudden, you don't need all that time. And you can just, you don't need to take those liberties with the rhythm that aren't called for. And chalk it up to the name of interpretation. Interpretation of what? To show that you know how to change rhythm unnecessarily? And really, now if you can play it in time, you playing this way and you decide, hey, this is a kind of a cadential thing, I want a little relaxation, fine. If you do those things, not because of a technical problem, but because of a musical thought, that's fine for now. I mean, perhaps you have to study, you know, the aesthetic and musical part of the art, but at least your flute playing is right. I will tolerate almost anything if it's done on purpose, in terms of flute. I mean, even a squeak on a reed instrument. If the student says, hey, I really wanted that squeak there. It was really dramatic, and I did it on purpose. I'll say, wonderful. Now, I mean, if you're doing it in this lovely ballad or a lovely soft, slow movement, and then you've got the aesthetics out of context. That's something else. Let's talk about that. See? But if you're trying to play a brilliant piece and you're getting a dull sound, now that's out of context. It's out of context. But that, if you suddenly have to find ways to get around and give yourself time, it's in the way of the music and you don't even realize it. It's getting in your way of your interpretation of music and you don't realize it. Okay, let's play from here. How are we doing, Wayne? You going to cut me off yet?
Yeah.
But she's going to play another phrase. I don't care. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this again. Keep the V going. Most of us lose the V mostly coming down over the break and into the basic register. Okay, now feel again. You feel it? Okay, great. You felt the jaw go down and back and your tongue come forward and you stopped. You said, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. If you can feel that mistake and laugh about it because it's so, you got it. You're going to get it. Go ahead, try it again. V. All right, once again. When you come down here, all right, now you're getting your head and everything in better position. Just feel your tongue on B, A sharp. All right, even at the end, now the A sharp you move forward, but the B was, right, that's what you want to hear.
Okay.
Huh?
All right.
You want to try the whole phrase and have that ending A sharp?
Yeah.
You're having a little trouble. I want you to feel that if you're keeping the V when you get through the C sharp, okay? It's here, okay? You lose the V seriously right here. Try again. Feel it? Right. That's where it is. All right, now, don't do anything. Forget the V. Feel your fingers. Feel the flute in your fingers, D sharp, C sharp. Play the phrase again and just feel your fingers. Better already, huh?
No, I'm not convinced.
Try it again. Now you see, you're still coloring that A sharp. So it is definitely, you held the flute in a better position. It's definitely your tongue coming forward to help you here.
So you mean when I diminuendo on the end?
Yeah, right.
What exactly?
Your tongue is coming forward and you're losing, it's changing color. It's good. If you hear, it's going.
Well, I kind of wanted it to do that.
No, not the diminuendo.
Well, I did kind of want to change the tone color there.
Okay.
I mean, that was intentional. That's on purpose.
Okay, you're landing on the upper naver. That's the note you want to hear harmonically. And then change color. Hit it full.
Okay.
And then
so
make
we're
it diminuendo.
talking about a musical thing.
Better. Right. See, you don't want to pull away from the resolution. You landed on an upper note. There's a resolution. Sound the resolution, then your diminuendo.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay, so as long as you were doing that on purpose, you know, and you're hearing that in your head, now the musical aspect comes into play. Okay? All right, I guess that's it. But that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
For you, I just think V, but you should practice this, huh? With the
Yeah.
V. Sometimes if you just practice hitting these notes, I don't suggest this. This is just, I mean, as a all the time practice, but just an occasional time, if you feel like you have a tendency to go with the flute, you know, just practice some breath attacks, hitting it exactly when you're on the up, like. So, just hit it when the teeth are up into that V, so that you get the feeling of that you're hitting notes of. And see, as long as the teeth are going an upward path rather than a downward path when you're playing, you'll maintain a lot of vibrance and life in your sound. The more of a downward path your teeth take, the duller the tone. And you must experiment with the tone that you like, if you like how much of an upward or downward path you like. But I tell you, in the low register, when you need brilliance, and we drop our jaw more to feel like we're getting more air and more power in the flute, you are actually making the tone duller. We don't want a dull low register. You need and flatter is the main thing, okay? So what you need is more bring. You want the bottom up, so you can't bring it up by going down. It's more important to have the right mixtures of highs and lows in the sound, which will even out the pitch, than to have all the volume, and the volume will come. Well, okay, who would like to play next?